all stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have roll call, please.
Commissioner Youngblood,
Here.
Commissioner London,
Here.
Chairman Obranovich,
Here. Okay.
and that's
okay.
it for now.
Okay, so this evening, just to remind everybody that this is also a dual format meeting. It is available on Zoom. And those of us who are watching on Zoom tonight, just remember to use the raise your hand feature at time when it's appropriate for public comment. There's generally there's public comment for each agenda item and also for comments about in the beginning for items not on the agenda. So anyway, is there any public comment for items not on tonight's agenda? Okay, not seeing none in-house. Is anybody online? Mary Beth, are you monitoring that?
Dave, you may unmute.
Dave, you go ahead.
Yes, this is Dave Daly. I live at 3815 Delmar Avenue. Not too long ago, there on our general plan, there was a plan to close down Delmar Avenue. It 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 was on the general plan for a while, and the people that are living on Delmar Avenue now, not only are we dealing with the excessive amount of cars, but now we have semi trucks and box trucks using it all day long. And with the 15,000 houses that are being built on Sierra College and over in Lincoln and on 193, I want that brought back up on the agenda. I want it put back on in the general plan. I don't know why it was removed from the general plan. When I phoned downtown a couple weeks ago, Carol said that it wasn't on the general plan. So I would like it put back on the general plan, please.
Okay, thank you, Dave. I think that's a good point, and it's certainly going to be a consideration in the future as there's more stress on that road. I'm seeing it myself because I travel down that road. I actually like to ride my bike down that road a lot, so I'm with you. So we'll look forward to some
one
more.
more question, since I have a little bit of time. Why was it removed off the general plan to begin with? I didn't know things could be removed off the general plan that were on the general plan.
I wasn't on that particular committee. That'd probably be transportation. So I don't really know. I don't have an answer for that. So unless anybody here of staff does, then we'll just have to try to maybe, if somebody can find an answer to that, maybe get back to you, Dave. Okay?
Thank you very much. I would appreciate it.
You bet.
It
Thank
was
you.
on the general plan. It
Okay.
was on the general plan at one time to close Delmar Avenue. So
All right.
it
Thank
shouldn't
you.
be too hard to find if it was on the general plan at once. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Okay, so can we have a vote to, one more, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Pam Blake, you may unmute.
Hi, my name is Pam Blake. I want to first congratulate Mary Beth on your upcoming retirement. Great job. Next, I spoke at the September 13th and this month's town council meetings in person, and I was also at the League of Women Voters in person. And I'm just going to repeat what I said at those last, two meetings, that candidates running for town council should be either at the meetings or on Zoom. Watching the town YouTube page afterwards is not participating in local government. I can also see who is on Zoom. I went to the town webpage. I checked all 4 candidates running. I looked at every form of all 4 candidates. And people, you can go to the town webpage and find town clerk forms, and there's a AB 2151, which is a campaign disclosure filing. And at the League of Women Voters, Stephanie did mention that she did receive some PAC money, and I did click on that, and yes, it's $1,000 out of, San Rafael. Both Stephanie and Amanda checked on Form 410 that it was nonpartisan. And sorry, I know that is not true. Stephanie, you're going around town with Women for Trump.
I think we need to,
Can I answer that?
No, I have 3
we're,
minutes.
this is getting
I have
personal.
3
This
minutes.
is,
We're
Pam?
outside of the scope of what the
Point of
planning
order,
commission
may I
can
please
consider.
answer? Can I speak on behalf of myself since she brought it up?
No, we're not really going to address this
no,
topic here.
it goes on.
Oh,
So
I'm-
Pam, this is
I'm
not
sorry. I
it's
thought I
not a
had 3
political
minutes.
forum. I
I'm sorry.
That's right. I
I thought I
understand.
had 3 minutes to talk about anything, so
Okay,
I'm
well,
gonna go because
yes.
I have a meeting, tomorrow that I gotta finish with, paperwork. So congrats again, Mary Beth. We are gonna miss you.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Miguel? Go ahead, Miguel.
Okay, thank you very much. I was on the town council when we did the prior general plan. And there was a lot of discussion about Del Mar Avenue. There was interest in closing it and a variety of other things. But the final outcome was that it was decided to keep Del Mar open. So the general plan does not call, to my knowledge, does not call for the closing of the general plan. Thank you.
Thanks for the update, Miguel. Yeah, come on.
Ava Marshall, 3367 Kathy Way in Loomis. I think a lot of you have been familiar with complaints that I have been filing with Golden Spikes Baseball. They are now back in full swing again for winter ball, and I'm starting to hear them when I'm out in my front yard. This evening, I was across the street talking to a neighbor and can still hear the bat pings, and I have religiously been filing complaints. And this is my peace of mind. I try to go back in my yard to relax, enjoy my property, and this is still an ongoing issue. And it's like, I need some kind of resolve. And I'm to the point where I just don't know where to go anymore. I'm being told that they can't, the town can't mandate that they get insulation anymore. They've insulated 2 windows in their front office, the glass windows, and that they're not required to, that they don't, there's no further action required for them to insulate their walls or insulate their bay doors, and I'm still hearing them, and this is becoming a major issue for me. I have had no peace in my yard since actually 2014. My complaints filed started in 2016. It's now 2022, and I'm distressed. I hear it, and the first thing I need to do is just, I log it in on my phone, and then I turn around and I go in my house, and I feel isolated whenever they're having practice. And that's not fair to me. I'm the resident here. That should never have been allowed. They're a sports facility. They're not a fitness facility. They're not required to have insulation. They can keep their doors open till 5:30, and they can practice till 9 p.m. when everybody else has to shut down at 7. So there's lots of things wrong here, and I'm tired. Really, really tired.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. I know, I do remember there was rules about hours of operation. Hopefully those are being followed. If not, that's certainly one thing that we can the town can probably follow up. And so I don't know, you have the complaints, Mary Beth, in your file?
Yeah,
that-
Eva religiously submits a complaint log. The last few include, lack of a better word, pings, bats, exchanges during their normal open business hours. And so it's not the after-hour stuff, it's during the daytime, during their normal operation times. So I've tried to contact the property owner to see if they can assist with going forward with some additional insulation, sound wall, something, because Golden Spikes at this point in time has met all the conditions of their permit approval. So because of it being a problem, we can't go to them and say, hey, you need to add more insulation. You need to do, their conditions are being met. So that's why I'm jumping up to the property owner level and saying, hey, I haven't been successful at that attempt. I sent a letter 3 weeks ago and haven't received any kind of response from the property owner.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I don't know what further action we can take. I would hope there'd be something. I don't know. Sean, do you have any thoughts on that at all, or?
I don't really have anything else to add. It's just an Sorry. I think, Mary Beth has been working with Eva and with the business owner to try to address it as much as possible. I don't really have much else I could add.
Okay.
We know I understand the concern, though, and trying to figure out a way to assist has been challenging.
Right, okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Any other public comment for items not on the agenda? Anybody online? No?
I'd like to make one clarification. When we have this item for items not on the agenda, the public comments do need to be limited on items within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission. So public comments aren't just a complete wide open forum to discuss
For the town, okay.
whatever. It has to be something that is potentially within the scope of what the Planning Commission can discuss and potentially take action on in the future.
Great, thank you. Okay. All right, so we're going to close the public comment for items not on the agenda. Next, we're going to have a motion to adopt tonight's agenda. If there's any discussion or comments from the Planning Commission, otherwise we'll have a...
I was going to move to
Okay.
adopt.
Okay.
I second.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner London,
Yes?
Commissioner Youngblood,
Yes.
Chairman Obranovich.
Yes. Okay. Okay, next would be a public comment on consent agenda. Consent agenda is the Planning Commission meeting minutes from August 23rd, planning project status from October 17th, and the general plan update status report from July 2022. Any public comment on consent agenda? Okay, anybody online? Nope. Okay, seeing none, then if there's any comments from the Planning Commission, otherwise we'll have a vote, please.
I was just going to say I move to approve the consent.
Okay.
And I second.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Youngblood,
Yes.
Commissioner London,
Yes.
Chairman Obranovich.
Yes. Okay, next we're going to move to Planning Commission matters. It's number 4, consideration of cancellation of Planning Commission meeting dates of November 22nd and December 27th. And that's the recommendation is to approve. That will be a resolution 2209 to cancel those meetings due to Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. I understand there's a possibility we might have another general plan joint meeting. Is that right, Mary Beth, with the council workshop, possibly
Joint council
Planning Commission meeting?
workshop, once the new council is seated. Oh, I'm sorry. Once the new the town council is seated, we anticipate the general plan EIR coming out the first part of November. So that'll give about a month and a half or so for everybody to get comfortable with it, and then hold that joint workshop, probably mid-December.
Okay, thank you. So any comments on that? Go ahead,
Well,
Bonnie.
so if town council's the second Tuesday, do you think it'd be the third week before the holidays? Okay.
Yeah, At this time, we kind of looked at like the 15th, mid-month.
Thanks.
Okay, so unless there's other discussion from Planning Commission, we'll have a vote, please. Motion?
I move that we adopt the cancellation of the Planning Commission meeting dates of November 22nd and December 27th.
I second.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner London,
Yes?
Commissioner Youngblood,
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, public comment? Oh.
Okay, that's... Okay, you don't, yeah, we didn't... You're right, I'm sorry, I forgot public comment. I did? Oh, okay, and there was none, okay. We do, we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead, we'll be easy tonight. Go ahead with who had the public comment, Mary Beth? Somebody raised a hand?
Yeah, I have somebody on Zoom if you want to take
Sure,
that one
we'll go
first.
ahead.
Sonia, you can speak. Unmute.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just wondering, you guys are wanting to do the resolution to cancel the meetings in November and December for the Planning Commission because of the holidays, but it's gonna be the same situation in 2023 as well. And I'm just wondering if it would be a good idea to look at changing the week of the month that you guys have the meetings. Otherwise, you're gonna lose 2 meetings at the end of the year. Either the first Tuesday of the month or the third Tuesday of the month instead. That's my comment. Thank you.
Yeah, we generally do roll the meetings to another week. We often do if there's items. So I'm kind of assuming there really are not items to be brought forward. Mary Beth, do you have any comment on that? Is that
My comment was the same as yours.
yeah,
Depending on what's on our calendar, we will
Move it.
adjust the November and December so it
Right.
doesn't conflict with the holiday. In this case, there was nothing other
Yeah.
than the general plan to consider.
right. Yeah, we routinely move those meetings usually the week up. So
And they're always done by resolution. Typically during the year, if it's a meeting cancellation, we don't do a resolution for those. It's just there are no items, we cancel the meeting. So the November, December are treated a little differently.
okay, great. Okay, thank you. Any other public comments on that item? Go ahead.
Eva Marshall, 3367 Kathy Way. I think this is a more procedural question that I have then for people that are in the process of multiple use permits. How is that procedure followed? I know one of the businesses behind me has had a permit on file that has not come forward yet, or at least I haven't been officially notified that it's being moved forward. So what does that do to that time frame? This is also a business I complain about. So it's a procedural question. I mean, is it really right does that stuff continue?
Well,
As far as multiple use permits go, as all that stuff can be put on hold till January?
my understanding is we don't hold up anybody, so that any application that would be coming along is probably not ready.
Correct.
Okay?
Okay.
So we wouldn't do that. Any other comments? Okay, David?
David Reagan, 3486 Delmar. I was just wondering if something business does come up, is it going to take an action of the town council then to add a planning commission meeting since the planning, or does the planning commission, how does that work? Because the planning commission is the one who's canceling the meetings. But if we need to have another meeting, who makes that decision and who would vote on that and how would that?
Well, if need for a meeting does come up, usually it'll go through staff and then they would
The staff would-
contact us
So you don't have to vote
and they
on
would
having a
poll
meeting
us
later.
to have a meeting, but
You've already canceled.
probably
Staff
not
has the
likely.
authority to call a special meeting.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Other comments? Okay. All right. So the public comments closed, and I think we were on, okay, that was considered cancellation of the meeting, and we didn't quite get to the vote, did we? So, okay, we have a, Okay, go ahead.
So I move that we adopt the cancellation of the planning commission meeting dates of November 22nd and December 27th.
I second.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner London,
Yes.
Commissioner Youngblood,
Yes.
Chairman Obranovich.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, next item is the public hearings. Number 5 is the application number 2224, Costco modification to existing conditional use permit and design review on the southeast corner of Sierra College Boulevard, Brace Road, Loomis, etc. So can we have a staff report, please? Thank you.
A brief staff report here. Mary Beth, leave that on that slide for right now. So as you well are aware, your Planning Commission, City Council approved the Costco project in August 2020. After that date, there were 3 lawsuits filed. One of those was settled. 2 of them went forward to court. The court found that the city interpreted or needed to look at their interpretation of their codes and ordinances regarding parking. The city came back, modified the general plan, modified the zoning code to address the court's concerns. There was then appeals also filed on those lawsuits. There was also lawsuits filed on the town's action to modify the general plan and zoning. And recently, Costco, the citizens, and Rockland and the town of Loomis came to a settlement agreement, and I'm going to ask your town manager, Sean Rabe, to discuss that settlement agreement. So, second slide or third slide? You want a physical diagram?
No, just the changes that, or the.
Oh, yeah, the second slide. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So so the town entered into a negotiated settlement with the City of Rockland, Citizens for Responsible Growth, which is the Arco gas station owner in Rockland across the street, Costco, and the town. And so that settlement agreement, these are the terms, general terms of the settlement agreement. What that does is when all the parties signed it, it put all the litigation on stay. Once the Planning Commission recommends to council and then council approves the new site plan and the new CUP, the litigation is dropped. And it prevents them from being able to, any party from pursuing any further litigation on the project, as long as the project meets the settlement agreement in terms of the CUP and the design. So these are the general terms. There's removing the gas station from the southwest corner of the property. That was the biggest concern that the town obviously has, losing the fueling station, and I'm sure Costco as well. Extending the northbound right turn storage pocket to allow for additional vehicle turning and storage, so that's extending the turn pocket, making it longer. Expanding the landscaping, tree planting, bioretention area south of the Costco signalized driveway, 8 additional parking lot lights in the new parking area, and then 82 oaks in the addition for the 63 oaks on site. So in terms of like a major impact to the town, it would be losing the gas station. There's also a provision in the settlement agreement that says that Costco cannot pursue a gas station within 750 feet of the Costco site within the town of Loomis for 50 years. I think it's 50 years. So that's another one of those terms that are in the settlement agreement. But that was signed by council back in last month. All parties have signed it. And so what you have before you tonight with the CUP and the new site plan is the kind of outfall of that settlement agreement. I'll point out, and Andy's going to go through this process with you, but I'll point out that what you have before you tonight, the CUP and the site plan, is the same project that you've previously approved, I think 3 times now, with the exception of the gas station and then the addition of the turn lane and these other items that are up here. But it's the same project with just a couple little tweaks to it. So you get to hear it for the 4th time, I guess.
Thank you.
I can answer, if you have any questions, I can
any
answer.
questions of Sean from the Planning Commission? Okay, thanks, Sean.
Actually, Sean did a pretty good job of explaining the changes. So Mary Beth, the next slide, please. So this is in your staff report package, but it shows basically the modification of the site with the removal of the, thank you, Mary Beth, the removal of the gas station, the fueling station, and replacement with parking, some additional landscaping along Sierra College Boulevard that was not there previously, but they're expanding it. And then also the right-hand turn lane on Sierra College Boulevard, starting at about the McDonald's and turning into then the main entrance of Costco, are the modifications that have been made to the site plan. Other than that, it is what you have approved before. And if this, for tonight, we're asking that you conduct the public hearing and that you adopt the resolution that would recommend to the town council the modification of the conditional use permit and design review, and also to acknowledge that the EIR does in fact cover the impacts that this would address. So basically, the new parking did not create any new impacts, and in fact, the removal of the fuel station removed some of the impacts from the various hydrocarbons on that site. So with that, the recommendation is for you to conduct the public hearing and then adopt the resolution.
Okay.
If you have any questions, I think we have other graphics in here showing kind of before, before and after if you want to see that, but yeah, it is pretty small, so.
Any questions? Okay, thanks. So, other staff comments? Andreas, were you going to speak? No, okay, I thought he said you were or something, maybe not. Mary Beth, anything else to add? No. Okay, so if there's no other comments from the Planning Commission or questions, okay, then we'll go ahead, we'll open up the public section, the public hearing. So is the applicant here? Do they have anything to add to this? If you want to, you may, you don't have to. Okay, nice to know you here though, thank you. So we do have a Costco representative here. If any planning commissioners have questions of the applicant. Okay, so next would be public comment. I'm going to open it up to public comment. Do we have anybody? David?
David Ring, 3486 Del Mar. I was just wondering is it possible to suggest that they maybe add more charging stations to the parking lot instead? If we're going to lose the gas station, maybe we could have charging stations because those are. And then another thing possible is, which I know would take another EIR, but if we added a hydrogen charging, like a hydrogen fueling station, because those don't. The nearest one is like way down towards Sacramento, and so that would. It's a new type of fuel that's coming out, and it's going to be more popular, I think, with truckers, but it's hydrogen fueling, yeah. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Any other public comments? In-house, online?
There was one.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Sonia Coupler?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm just have a question regarding the negotiated agreement. They were mentioning about Costco has to covenant for 50 years that they can't build a gas station on the Loomis side. Would that allow Costco to build a gas station on the Rockland side, like on that property behind Carl's Jr.?
Like me.
Okay, thank you. Yes, go ahead, Sean.
So the settlement agreement prohibits a gas station from within 750 feet of the Costco site within the town of Loomis, and that's all that it says. At this point, nothing's been proposed in Rockland that we've seen, but it specifies in Loomis.
Thank you. Okay, is there one more comment?
One more. Cheryl Benson?
Cheryl? You have to unmute.
Hi, greetings. Cheryl Benson, Brace Road. I wanted to ask, is this still, and I can't see it on the plan, it's just at the corner of Sierra College and Brace Road, we have a right in only. Is that correct?
Driveway at the corner of Sierra College and, well, it's on Brace, but it's near Sierra College. That's still a right in, right out only, generally for truck traffic.
Okay, right in, right out.
Right in, right out.
So that would allow people to exit onto Brace Road. Is that what you're saying?
It's not restricted for truck traffic.
That's interesting. I didn't know that happened. I thought that was only a right in. When did that happen?
Since the project was first approved back in 2020.
Oh, I thought they said that was only a right in. That's interesting. We're going to have all kinds of people using that driveway to get on Brace Road, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So it does have two exits. Wow, that's interesting. But I'll have to go back and look at the changes. Thank you.
I don't think that was a change necessarily, but okay, but go ahead. Yeah, you need to review that. Miguel has his hand up.
Miguel, go ahead.
I thank you. I'm a little bit concerned about the oak trees. They require a significant amount of land to be planted in. I don't know of too many parking lots that have used oak trees, but if you're going to use oak trees there, I would like to see a larger planter area, something like 10 by 10, or reduce the number of oak trees if you have to. But I think it's important that you provide the adequate space for that tree to grow. If you look at the trees in the parking lot where you guys are at the town hall, you'll notice that while they have grown, for being there 20 years, they haven't grown very much. So I'm really concerned. I think you need to get an arborist to decide if you can plant oak trees in that size planter and either increase the size of the planter or change the trees so that they will grow. Thank you.
Thanks, Miguel.
Dottie Robinson, did you have your hand raised? Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
I did, and my question was similar to what Cheryl was asking with regards to the entrance on Brace. I was under the impression that they were adding a lane on Sierra College and that would stop the traffic on Brace Road. So I got my answer and I lowered my hand, and I thank you guys for acknowledging me.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? No? Okay. Okay, then I think we'll go ahead and close public comment. Now we'll have this opportunity for applicant to respond to any public comments should he choose to do so. You're fine? Okay. That's fine. No, I don't think so. Thank you. Okay. So next we'll go ahead and we'll bring it back to the Planning Commission for further discussion and questions. Okay, so before we go to a vote, I just want to say this has it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of toil on, from the part of town of Loomis and Costco, and being challenged by Rockland. And after about 5 years and total, and maybe 2 years since it was approved by the Planning Commission originally, it's been gone back and forth, laboriously worked out, and I think we have an excellent opportunity to move forward. So with that, unless there's any final comments, I'd like to ask for a motion.
I move that we adopt Resolution 22-08 to recommend the Town Council approve the modified warehouse retail conditional use permit and design review based on option 1D as described in the project EIR.
A second.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner London?
Yep.
Commissioner Youngblood?
Yes.
Chairman Obranovich?
Yes. Wow, can't believe we're here. Thank you. Congratulations, everybody. That was, that's a moment. Okay. So, yeah, now next it does, this goes to the, it goes back to the council again for
Yeah,
final?
your recommendation will be forwarded to the council at their next meeting for approval.
Okay, fine, thank you. So next is the planning director's report. Mary Beth?
Certainly. I previously talked about the general plan update and the release of the environmental impact report around the 1st of November, and then a joint town council planning commission meeting mid-December. So that's where we're at with that. The Hidden Grove project, we received their resubmittal June 20th of 2022. And as of September 26th, we have responded to that submittal with a consistency analysis. So that puts the ball back in their court to go down our matrix and work out the things that have some inconsistencies and go forward. So at this point, we're not on any kind of time frame until they resubmit something, then that new clock will start again. But you can see and review that consistency analysis on our website on the planning department page for current projects. The most current for Hidden Grove is at the top, and then everything under that is the past submittals. So keep everybody up to date on what that's doing. Okay. And then the other project that we have kind of hanging out there is the Loomis RV campground project on Brace Road. And that, again, is back in the applicant's hand, and we're pending direction from him on going forward.
Okay, thank you. Does the Planning Commission have any questions or comments? Okay, great. All right, any last-minute commission reports from commissioners? All right, thank you. So we do have one additional item. So we have to recognize this is a kind of a bittersweet moment tonight for all of us. Our planning director, Mary Beth, is going to be retiring.
Don't make me cry.
Oh, well, I like to make girls cry. So anyway, so Mary Beth, I can't say enough.
Aww.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, how pretty.
Yeah. So we can't say enough on all of your hard, diligent work, and much appreciated. And you certainly help advance the town along in a really positive light. And we certainly appreciate, all of your hard work, and we wish you very, very well, in your future and your retirement.
It'll be a whole new adventure.
Yeah. Well, you got any comments about, anything else?
A lot of mom time. She turned 90 this year. She's still walking, talking, but next year she's not renewing her driver's license. So this year I want to be sure, or I guess next year, the beginning part of the year, take trips and spend some time with mom and get some of her dreams realized. My dad's been gone for 11 years, and then COVID hits and lockdown, and when you're 90, a lot of the people you've known for many, many, many years are no longer with you. They pass on. The other equation is a lot of her friends that are also her age have relocated to be with their families. So she's down to one friend. It's like, well, besides me. So, that kind of time. And then the husband and I have some time to spend together doing things that we want to get done and have some adventures and accomplishments.
Great.
So,
well, congratulations. Sean, I want to ask.
I just wanted to make one other announcement too. So with Mary Beth's impending retirement, so her last day at the town is actually going to be November 18th. Her last day with working for the town will be December 30th.
30th.
Yeah. So, but she's going to burn vacation in between then. So we need to have a planning director, obviously. And so we actually have hired a planning director. She starts on November 7th. And so that's going to be Christy from Hagebrook. Because people can't say no to me. Everybody wants to come work. So, so Christy's starting. I think that's an awesome transition and fit, having Christy take over for Mary Beth. So, yeah, just wanted to make that announcement as well.
Well, congratulations all around, Christy. We're looking forward to working with you. Mary Beth, you can stop by. You can watch us on Zoom. Raise your hand once in a while, and say, no.
I'm committed to Christy.
Don't do it that way. Yeah, that's right. So, Okay.
I just want to thank Mary Beth so much because, you know, the general plan update was so much work. And I mean, I was only doing a fraction of what you were doing. And you always had a smile and you were always so pleasant and nice. And so I know there were times when I came in and I was a little grumpy. You would just brighten up the room. And so I just want to thank you so much for everything.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the beautiful roses.
Yes.
Carnations, that's lovely.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. So, good night. Meeting adjourned.